to check.
It's okay. I can check. I can check online.
It's going to be. I think it's like no. I'll have to
Let's have a
record
look.
a session as well.
Oh, it's 13:13 as well.
Recording in progress, and I think we are live.
Yay!
Hi, everybody! It's Friday. Yeah. So excited to be here. Let us know if you are watching live, watching on replay, giving us like a little comment, and let us know how you are today, my loves. I've got a very, very special guest today, and I'm really, really excited about having her. Her name is Buffy. And Buffy is the CEO of Moonstone Orb. And Buffy is one of my amazing coaching clients. And I'm showing her off today because she has a completely blew my mind. And she has gone from selling a few crystals on Etsy in May. And I think she was making around like £600 at that time, to making a huge 2.1K this month, like November. Seriously, this is what's happening around here, right? So Buffy and I were in the Empowered AF group coaching program that I run in February this year. We did that for 3 months with other amazing women. And then she jumped into my one-on-one 6-month coaching program. So I'm going to let her introduce herself a little bit as well. And then we're going to go through a few questions as well in terms of like why she joined, the kind of results she created, what went through her mind, and all of that, which is going to be a really, really interesting conversation that we're going to have today. So Buffy, over to you, my love.
Oh,
thank you for coming today.
Rena, thanks for having me. I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. I am a crystal empowerment coach, so I help women with whatever issues really that they might have, by literally empowering them through coaching and crystals, which I just love. It really lights the fire in my belly. So I do like one-to-one coaching. I don't do group coaching. So yes, one-to-one, and I'm also working on a 3-month container. Which is extremely exciting.
Very exciting.
But I'm not going to say too much about that. But it's just if you start to see 777 dripping around the place, then you might think that, what's that? Something's happening. It's probably me. It's me. So yeah, did you want me to talk about like how I got from DK?
Yeah, so we worked together for 3 months before that. We had the group coaching program, and it was great, but you wanted more.
I did.
Wanted more support. And it'd be really interesting to know, like, what was your life like? What was your business like before you joined me in the Divine Creatrix portal, my signature one-on-one program? So we can give like the audience like an idea of like where you at, where were you before, in terms of mindset and how everything was for you, how everything was feeling for you in your life and your business before entering the portal.
Well, my life was really awful. I was really, really poorly. So in like maybe November last year, I started to get a lot of gastro issues. There's some real problems, didn't really know what was going on. I was working for the NHS, and ultimately I became bedridden. I was so poorly. And by February, I'd kind of had enough of being poorly. I was really bored of it. It was really horrible. And over those sort of between December and February, I'd refound my grand's crystals. It was almost like she was saying, "Oi, remember this. You don't need to lie on your bed and be sad. You can lay in your bed and do something better with your life." And so I had these crystals, and I was just like, do you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sell crystals. I used to be really, really spiritual before, and I kind of let it lapse a little bit. And so, yeah, it was a real sign for me. So I was like, right, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna create an Etsy store, and I'm going to sell crystals. So I did. I started a little shop on Etsy. I bought some really nice crystals and put them on there. And then I found the group AF Women with you. So I joined that because I was like, I'm not quite sure what to do about going forward. I don't really know where I'm going in my life. I'm just so ill. It's so depressing. I don't know what to do. I can't be depressed. That's not me. I'm like warrior woman, you know, let's pick this up and shake it up and do something else, because I cannot lay in bed for another 6 months like this. So I didn't. And I joined your group, and I really, really loved the group. And it just wasn't enough for me, you know, I didn't get enough support, I suppose, you know, from it, because it's a group setting. Of course, I'm not going to. It's not that I expected that, but it just made me realize that actually a group setting just wasn't enough for me. And so then
attention.
Yeah, I needed that focus. I needed to be held accountable. You know, it's not quite as easy to be held accountable when you're in a group setting. It's easy to go, oh, I'm not going to go today. There's other people there who will pick it up anyway. And, you know, it was too easy to kind of dip out. Whereas when you're on one-to-one, you know, you're meeting every week or every 3 weeks, and, you know, you're discussing things that come up, and you're dealing, you know, you're not only just dealing with business stuff, you're dealing with those limiting beliefs that are affecting your business because they're affecting you. And, you know, and I've broken down so many barriers to being able to move forward in my business and really like focus. And that's exactly what I did. You know, I didn't just go from 600 quid to 2K by just going like, yay. I've worked super hard. Like, I work really hard at it. And I'm really like aligned with my business, and I make sure that I really flow with my business rather than trying to butt at it head on. I don't do that anymore. So if I'm not feeling it, I don't do it, and I pick it up later. So I've learned so much in this last 6 months with you. It's been absolutely incredible.
I know, and it's just like there's so much more as well. That's the thing. And it'd be great to talk about a little bit about where you were at, you know, financially before you joined. So, and also like what you thought your business could be like, because when you joined Etsy, it was like, oh, I'm gonna sell crystals.
Yeah. But
you've gone far. You've come so far from when you started, from when selling a few crystals on Etsy.
Yeah.
So can you let us know a little bit about your mindset at the time and what you actually thought was possible for you?
Well, I think when I joined the group setting, I realized that, yeah, I could actually make some really big changes in my brain, in my limiting beliefs. And I did a lot of that. Like, for example, I used to talk to myself in a really, really shit way, really awful, actually. And it was one of the first things I spoke about in the group setting, and all the women were like, oh my goodness, don't do that, you know, do this, and how about doing this and do that. And so I started to do those things. And now I rarely, I mean, yeah, I'm not perfect, but rarely do I speak to myself like a piece of shit on somebody's shoe, because why would you do that, you know? So that was a big shift for me, that I was able to actually like myself and not give myself such a hard time. And that then tipped me over into believing that actually I don't have to just sell crystals, because originally I was just going to be like, I'd just be an ethical crystal seller. I'm going to have a website. I moved on from Etsy, and I got myself a website. I was like, woohoo. And but I still thought that I was just going to be selling crystals. That was what I thought I was doing. And then I think probably about 3 months into the one-to-one, it soon became very obvious that the feelings that I got when I was talking to, because at this point I'm not doing any one-to-one coaching, but just talking to women about the crystals that they needed and the help that they needed, I was like, right, I'm going to start doing workshops. So I started doing workshops, and I'd be able to like support women in a group setting. And then I moved that into my own home because it was more intimate and exclusive, and women loved it. They preferred that space of being held in an environment that was homely. And by doing the workshops, I then realized, oh, hang on a minute, I really love this. I really love working with people, and it makes me feel all fiery and happy. And then I realized, actually, I could really coach women with crystals, which is tangible. Women love tangible stuff to focus in on. And so I started to do the one-to-one crystal clear coaching, which is where I'm at now, with also this little container in the background that I'm currently working on. So it's gone very much from being an ethical crystal seller, getting some really beautiful crystals, to actually going, nah, it's not enough. It's just not enough. I need to support women, and I need to do that in my life for me to feel fulfilled. And that's what I feel when I coach women with crystals.
Yeah, it's so important. I believe to work on decluttering any energy block, any beliefs that are keeping us small, keeping us stuck. And a lot of the time our beliefs are really factual to us, right? Because they are there to make us feel safe, to make us feel like we know what we're doing. It's just very kind of familiar. And it's interesting how we can, when we work on your beliefs and the way to reframe certain situations and changing our perspective, it's interesting to see how everything has unfolded for you, right? All those ideas come. And that's very much like what I do in terms of like the program, because I've got this framework, which is decluttering, activating, and implementing. And it's about like decluttering it, decluttering the belief, decluttering the energy, decluttering even our physical space, our emotional space, mental space. And then moving to the activation, you know, and that's to do with the emotion, feeling good, feeling excited, feeling high vibe, and doing activities that are making us feel good, like so we can work with pleasure, adding more self-care, more self-love. And from that activation, then you can move into that implementation. So doing the tasks that can be feeling like a little bit uncomfortable or scary even, making the decisions that are scared, or changing a belief that can feel really scary as well, to change our belief. But that only comes down to decluttering things, right? We cannot move forward with ease or in an effortless way in our businesses if we are held down by the, like, you know, shitty energy or bad emotions, or not bad emotion. I don't want to label emotions as bad or good, but, you know, beliefs that are keeping us stuck. It's almost like we are moving forward, but carrying the past or carrying the things with us. And it's so really hard to create results, right?
It's so hard to do that. That's the thing, you know, if you're not in alignment with yourself, really, then it's definitely not going to happen with your business. And that's something that you have enabled me to do. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Well, and you call me out all the time. Well, that's bullshit. No, I'm not having that. No, we're not doing that. No, let's focus on this, you know. And it is about that focus that really, really makes a massive difference. Like, I know for a fact that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for having you as my coach. You know, it just wouldn't have happened. And, you know, and I chose you because we are quite similar. We have like the same, you know, when I first met you, obviously I didn't know you then, but there was that vibe, and I thought, yeah, she is like a cool, badass woman who knows what she wants. She's doing it. She's got her own coach as well. She's not just pretending, like, you know, that I think all of those things, they just make such a difference to trying to do it on your own. Like, if you're just starting out in business and you haven't really got a clue how to build your business, I bet part of that is because you've got so much stuff, so much blockage, so much self-limiting beliefs, that it's going to be really hard for people to move on without decluttering, doing energy decluttering, doing the work. You know, the work isn't easy, it's painful, it's hard, it makes you look inward sometimes when you really don't want to, and you've got your self-conscious going, oh, it's fine, just go and sit on the comfy sofa, you'll be all right. And then there's you going, no, 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 I want to make changes, I want to make a difference to myself. And yeah, it's been a real journey. I've been on a proper journey.
It is yeah. And
yeah,
what
I'm not the person that I was in February to the person that I am now, for sure.
No, it's so interesting, because I was looking at your notes as well before the call, and I was like, oh my God, it's so amazing to look at how far you've come. And yes, I mean, I totally obviously agree with you. You know, to have a coach is so necessary. And I have a coach myself as well, because not only I wanted to build a business and grow it, I want to scale up my business. I want to go as far as I possibly can. And each time I'm leveling up, there are like new sets of limiting beliefs that are coming.
For you, yeah.
Really, yeah. And I think, like, you know, having that coach with me at any levels of my business helps me grow and keep the momentum within the, like, to be consistent with the results. And I think I'm gonna have a coach like all my life, I think. I think a long time ago.
I think that's very, very likely, to be honest. And, you know, don't get me wrong, when I jumped into the one-to-one container, I was scared. Like,
let's talk about that, actually, because that's one of the questions that I was going to ask you. Is I think we've jumped a few things like that. I love talking. I'm like, and I've got my questions and I want to be structured. What made you jump into hiring a coach? Like, did you have that kind of like a mindset shift that went within your mind, like your brain, and like you felt like, I need that now?
I just realized that the groups, whereas I thought the group container would give me everything I needed to just go, pew, off I go, it didn't. And I was like, oh, right.
It gave you that foundation and that those beliefs and those like the place.
Yeah, it definitely gave me a foundation, because it helped me with my inner voice and it helped me with some limiting beliefs. I did some decluttering. You know, there was a lot that I did in those 3 months. And because I knew then after those 3 months that I really wanted to go woo with my business, I knew I had to have a coach. It wasn't
one-on-one.
It wasn't going to work having a little masterclass here and there and getting a workbook and trying to work.
Oh.
How about now?
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So okay, having that one-on-one support and having that like deepened support and having someone like me having my eyes on your business, and
I needed
just having that whole hour for yourself, you know, 3 times a month, that makes a difference.
I needed someone in my back pocket. I needed to know that I had that support one-on-one for an hour 3 times a week. It was great to have like
a month
3 times a month. And it was great to have Voxer to be able to just, I've got an idea, let's talk about it, you know, or look, I've got this content, let's send it to you, let's see what we can do with it, you know. So all of that was like massively supportive. It really, really was.
Let's talk about that actually a little bit more, about like, well, because obviously there are many coaches out there. Like, why did you choose me? I know you spoke a little bit about that before in terms of my energy and the clicking and stuff, but in terms of like business wise, why did you choose me, and why did you choose this program, like working one-on-one for 6 months? Like, what was in there that attracted you?
Well, it was obviously I'm in the group always, so seeing your posts and seeing the different things that you were doing, and you know the way you spoke, you swear in your posts, you're very upfront, there's no filter, and I'm like that, and so that spoke to me, and I was like, yeah, I like that about this woman. I'm definitely drawn to her. So that's why. And then of course I got to know you a little bit better then in the 3-month container that we did as a group. And then I just knew that you would hold me accountable and that you would support me in a way that would enable me to build my business. And that is exactly what's happened, you know. But a lot of that has not just been about like what, you know, if people think that building a business is all admin and boring, hey, let me tell you that the admin, yeah, is boring, but we all have to do it. But it's much, much more about energy alignment than it is about anything else. And once I realized that, having a one-to-one coach who is also into energy exchange and, you know, who really believes everything is energy, that was enough for me to know that I'd made the right choice and the right coach, and and we were right, you know.
And what about the program? What attracted you with that?
Oh, well, the program, I like the fact it was 6 months for one thing, you know. 3 months, it just wasn't quite enough. Even if it say
appetizer.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite enough. Yeah, it was like having a starter, and then you needed the main course and a pudding, you know. So it was because I knew that I would get all this, you know, reading through all of the blurb, I knew that I would get all of the support that I needed. And also having like 3 sessions a week is very, very, very appealing. You know, having an hour
a month, just in case.
3 sessions a month.
That would be great as well.
Yeah. 3 sessions a month was really amazing, because each week you would talk about whatever had happened that week, and then you would set down your plans for the week ahead. And that focus, then I'd be like, right, well, I'm going to get on and do. That focused me. And it was, again, it's about having the box of support. It focuses you, you know. So when you're feeling a bit wayward or a bit scattered, it's very easy to come back because you've got somebody who's going, hey, it's fine.
Yeah. And I just want to say as well that for those who are listening, and if you don't know what Voxer is, because not everybody knows, Voxer is a messaging system. So it's a bit like WhatsApp, but this is what I'm using for my clients. And this is a way for me and my clients to keep in touch between sessions. This is a way for my clients to shout about their wins, shout about their sales, shout about like when things are not going right, when an idea pops in their mind and they want to share it. It's just like this tool that you can use that is available for you like 24/7. So you can reach out to me anytime. I'm not answering 24/7. And anything that can happen in your mind, you can leave me voice notes, messages, anything goes, basically, anything. And personal life as well.
Yeah, so it's great for that, and I love it for that, because it's, and also when you are around, it's like a walkie-talkie, isn't it? So you can do walking as well, which is amazing. So yeah, it's brilliant for being able to just throw an idea out there and go, oh, what do you think about this, or what do you think about that, or look at this, isn't it amazing? I feel really proud about this. You know, there's been a lot of that, actually. A lot of, hey, I feel really proud of myself.
Yeah.
And that's something that I probably haven't said very much in my life really before now. And I feel very proud of myself, and I feel like I've succeeded and that I am being a successful woman and will continue to be so, you know. It just
exactly. I'm so proud of you and everything that you have done. And, you know, it just comes down to you deciding that as well and wanting that and making it non-negotiable. But yeah, like what we do around here as well is a lot of celebration, you know, it's like sharing our wins. Like what I think is like really like crucial is for us to really look at what's working. What are we doing right? Because very often, like our sweet little brain is going to focus on what we're not doing, what we should have done, what we can't do, what's not working. And this is not the mindset that you want. If you want to scale up, if you want to be successful in your business, you need to focus on what's working. And of course, it's okay to say, okay, well, that's not working, but not having this emotional attachment where you're feeling like your energy is dragged into the wrong fucking places, right? It's like really up-leveling, okay, what is working? Because that to-do list is never going to end, right? It's always going to be there.
Exactly. You're always going to have stuff to do. There's always going to be stuff that's going to come up. Always will be, whether you want it or not. It's always going to be there.
Exactly.
Isn't it? It's just how you think about it and how you feel about it.
How you feel about it.
Yeah.
So
Try
let's
not
talk
to
about,
take things personally has been a really, really good lesson for me.
yeah, it's so good, isn't it? In terms of like changing the mind. And as soon as we see the mind like focusing on the wrong stuff or the stuff that doesn't require our energy, we're like, okay, I'm really
Yes.
proud of that. I'm really
Yeah.
grateful for this. And that's
Yeah.
working. That's great. So let's talk about feeling for a bit as well. And because I know that making an investment for the future of our business, for the health of our business, and also an investment in ourselves as a woman,
Yeah.
right? This
Yeah.
is not always like easy to make that investment, especially when it's a big investment. It requires a lot of, not for everybody, but like conversation with ourselves and remembering that we are a priority, that we are responsible, that our needs and desires like really matter. Because what I see a lot of the time is, women who are not feeling comfortable investing in themselves, like cutting corners, feeling they can just do it on their own, throwing spaghetti at the wall, waiting to see what sticks, and struggling, like going, I'm gonna do it on my own, I'm gonna do it on my own, right? And not making that investment. And I know that this is just like a non-negotiable thing for me, making that investment for my business, because I take my business really fucking seriously. And this is not just a small business. This is not a business that I want to have for a few months. This is my life. And this is what I want for the women I'm supporting. And I want to impact as many women as possible, like you, Buffy, and like so many people out there are watching. So I would love you to tell us, how was it for you? Like, that moment before going like, I'm going to say yes, like your emotions, and how do you navigate around that?
I mean, I was absolutely terrified. I'll be honest, I had fear. I had a lot of fear. And I taught myself out of it. I taught myself into it. I taught myself out of it. I taught myself into it. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I'm doing it. I'm definitely doing it. I'm so doing it. And then I did it. And probably for about a week, I still sat in that fear, absolutely shitting myself that I'd made the wrong choice. It was so much money. How was I going to do this? Well, do you know what? I pay for my sessions to Sabrina through my business. I don't pay for them out of my wage that I also have. I pay for them out of my business. It's a business expense as far as I'm concerned. And I achieve that every month, and I have done for the last 4 months since making that decision. And actually, you know what? When I make decisions around finances now, it just happens. I was singing a little song yesterday. I've got my phone with me, and I'd sent some invoices out, and I'd had my phone on ringtone, which is very unusual for me. And all of a sudden I got 3 like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-chings that went after the other, which was about 400 odd quid. And I picked up my phone and I started singing, I get paid every day, I get paid every day, I get paid.
Yes. Abundance is flowing.
So I've gone from fear to joy in about a week. It took me about a week. And then when I started the program, I was like, oh, well, it's absolutely fine. There is a reason that the universe put this in front of me, and there's a reason that I'm doing it, and there's a reason that it's working out so well. It's because it was meant to be, and I really feel that. I do really feel that. So yeah, I went from fear to joy. But yeah, trust me, there was fear. But once I'd leapt into that, say you've got 2 circles and you're stood in here in fear, and then you make that decision to leap out into that other circle and be like,
unknown
fear, it feels amazing, and you're like, yes, I can do this.
Yeah, it's a bit like jumping off a wall when you're a child and you're like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Hopefully it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just and just like for whoever is watching, just in case if you're like wondering, oh, maybe she's got a rich partner who's paid for that, or maybe she's got like that money sitting in her bank account.
Oh no. No. I didn't have that money sitting in my bank account. I had to speak to my wife and have a conversation and say, what do you think? And I really want to go for it, but actually she's offering me a payment plan which I can afford. So I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm leaping in. No, I didn't have the money sat in the bank. No, I don't have a rich partner. No, I haven't got millions of pounds in the bank. Am I worth it? Yes, I am.
Oh, I love that. So what was the thing that you kind of say to yourself to to allow yourself that yes?
I think it was that I'd had such a rough time, and I really wanted to make something more of my life. I didn't want to work for the NHS anymore. I really, really wanted to make that big change, because it's a big change. I'd worked for them for 15 years and I was quite institutionalized, to be honest. And so I was scared of doing that as well. So I kind of did it all. I did the jumping in the June, and I also jumped out of the NHS and into a part-time job, not in the NHS, not at all. And it was the best decision I'd made, because
God, I'm so glad.
Actually, I manifested that job, because it's a job that pays me the same money that I get for the NHS, and I work 12 hours less, which I put towards my business, and I work those hours for my biz.
You've manifested all of that, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm a great manifester. I love to manifest.
Really you're great. You're amazing, for sure.
Love it.
And can we talk about the journey within the container? How has it been for you?
So at the beginning, obviously, there was quite a lot of self-limiting beliefs that we had to kind of crack through. So I'd say at the beginning, there was quite a lot of that going on, lots of challenging my belief system and trying to move me from that spot to a place that is more aligned and more flowy, so you can let that stuff go. So that, and there was a lot of let it go. I remember we said that a lot in the beginning, just let it go. And I didn't know how to, I've done an outcome. I've done it to death. I've done it. And then you'd say, yeah, now you need to let it go. And I'm like, what? How do I do that? No idea. Didn't know how to do it. So I learned how to do that in the container as well. And then I learned how to write incredible copy for my posts in Instagram and Facebook. I was brave enough to go live a lot, and now I don't care. I created my own Facebook group, which I put off for a really long time. I was just like, I don't know why I had such ick about it.
Interesting.
Did. And then I set it up and I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is like my favorite platform. And now I've got women who come to me specifically to ask me for help about X and Y. I've gained friends. So much. And I'm so sad that it's coming to an end. Basically, my 6 months is nearly
finished. Oh, she's frozen. I hope she's gonna come back. Let's see. Oh, she's back.
Wait, what did you last hear me say?
Like, my 6 month is coming to an end, and then you were frozen.
Okay. All right, that's okay then. Yeah, so my 6 months is coming to an end, but I've still got a few weeks left, so that's great. But it's been a massive journey. I've never done so much self-development as I have in the last 6 months. And even now on a Friday afternoon, when I finish work at 12 on a Friday, and normally I don't obviously have an interview, and then it is nice food and some self-development, whether that be a read or a podcast or a journaling or whatever, and then I have a bath. And it's
lovely. That sounds like my kind of afternoon.
Self-care, self-development Friday.
I love that.
And again, that was something that I only made the decision to do whilst being in the container.
Yeah.
Before, I wouldn't have thought that it was okay to do that it wasn't acceptable for me to do that for some reason, that I wasn't worthy of that. And now I'm like, no, I absolutely am. I'm really busy. I've earned 2K this month. I can do what the fuck I like.
Yeah. It's your business.
It's my business. I can do what I like. It's amazing.
Yeah. And let's talk about like your results as well. Like since started the 6 month, like I looked at the income that you've made with the crystal business, and it's just been like literally higher and higher and higher. Not even a dip.
No,
Went
no.
higher, like £600, and then it was 800, I think, and then like 1,000, and then tick, 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 climbing the ladder.
Do you remember when I went on holiday for 2 weeks? And
Yes.
I still managed to pull in about 1,400 quid, and I really took my foot off the pedal as well, because I was intentional. I wanted to do that. And yeah, I did see a dip in terms of like engagement. Well, of course
Yeah.
that's going to happen because I'm not there every minute, but in
Yeah.
terms of sales, no, I didn't see a dip in sales.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
So it's amazing, and yes, it's scary, but you know what, it's financially, it's scary for a lot of people, and I get that. But actually, once you're in it, you'll be like, well, why didn't I do this like 5 years ago? Why
Yeah.
didn't I have a life coach when I was like 13? I'd be fine now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the best thing that I ever did, for sure.
And if you could pick like some of the results like throughout this container, what would you say are the main ones? So you've got financial results.
Yeah, so obviously the main one being able to go from 600 quid to 2 grand from February. That's insane to me,
And what do you think that is?
Well, I think that is because I've got more confidence in who I am, because of the work that we do and the self-belief that you gain by getting into a container. You've got somebody who's constantly telling you that you're great, that you're doing really well, that things are fantastic, look what you're doing, and reminding you as well, because it's easy to forget, isn't it, that, for example, I did a set of affirmation cards because I love affirmations. So I just created a set, and then I sold like loads. It was amazing. And that was something that I really wanted to do for myself. And it was something that I would never have had the confidence to do before, or the belief that no one's going to buy those. Why would they? So that was amazing. The money is amazing. But you know what? Overall is that feeling of alignment and being a soul-led businesswoman. That's the main thing that I've got out of this, is really believing in myself and knowing who I am now.
Yeah. I remember when you decided to name yourself as the CEO of Moonstone Orb. I think that was a massive step. This is not just like a name.
No.
Not just, I'm the CEO. It means a lot. There's a lot of energy behind the word CEO, right?
And it was the same when I came up with being a crystal empowerment coach. It was the same thing, It was like those words, when I spoke them out loud, I was like, oh my God, that is really who I am. That's amazing, And again, I wouldn't have got to that point had I been in a container like this. For sure, it wouldn't have happened. So I can only
that. It's been amazing.
It's been so exciting. There's not been, there's been tears sometimes, but you know what? It's been worth it. And the tears of cleared stuff. When I think about all my money blocks that I had and the work that we did around that, it was amazing. And now I'm earning 2K a month selling crystals to women. And women.
It's incredible.
It's amazing. I'm so grateful all the time. So fucking grateful.
I'm so grateful for you as well to trust me and to jump into that container with me, my love.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
And I've got the last question for you today.
Yeah.
And if anybody has got questions, this is the time. Make sure you put them in the comments, because Buffy is here, so you can ask a question as well. So we talked about like how uncomfortable that action can be, can be like going on a container and paying money, investing in ourselves, investing in our future, but the business, the health of the business and the future of the business. If someone is like interested in joining my container, the Divine Creatrix portal, then they're feeling like, no, I don't know, I'm a bit scared, maybe not now, maybe after Christmas, or maybe in 6 months' time, or maybe when the kids are going to school, maybe I'll do it then, or maybe when I have the money around sitting in my account, or when I have 5 more clients, then I will join. Someone who's like sitting on the fence, what would you say to them?
I think apart from just like do it, you know, if you haven't had a clarity call with Sabrina, then seriously go and do that, because that will definitely help you change your mind. But I think it's a bit like having children. Not that I have had any, but I imagine it's a bit like, well, it's never a good time. It's never a good time to have children because money, because this, because work, because husband, because whatever. And it's a bit like jumping into a container. Yes, it's a lot of money. Yes, you're worth it. No, we haven't all got that amount of money sat in our bank accounts. Some of you might want to get a loan. Why not? You're worth it. You know, it's no different to finding that money through your business like I do every month. You know, it's the first lot of money that I make and the first lot of money that I put aside, because I'm like, right, that's Sabrina money. I don't have to worry about it anymore. You know, it's easy to make money. You can make money out of nothing. Nothing.
I love that. It's such a great reminder.
It's so true. Like my wife says to me all the time, like the other day, I was ill, I was in bed. I made £349. She's in the office working her ass off, yeah? And she's like, she comes out and she's like, how do you do that? You just always can make money out of nowhere. I'm like, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I'm so clever. And that's the truth. It's the truth, though. Money, if you can do manifestation and you can do belief in yourself that you can manifest money and that money will come to you, it will come to you. The universe will give it to you. So all of the whole, oh, well, it's never, you know, oh, maybe then, or maybe then, or maybe then, all of your excuses will be exactly the same, whether they're now or whether they're in 6 months. So if you really, really want to do it, just do it. You'll feel a bit scared for about a week. You'll get over yourself. You'll jump in with Sabrina and you won't even care about how much money you've spent.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, I think what you said, it was like a really good point. It's like remembering that we can create money. And sometimes we feel like before jumping into a container, it's like, well, I want to make a bit of money before actually investing. But it's like, love.
Look how much money I've made. Look how much money I've made.
Yeah, and also it's like, when you jump into a business container, this is how you learn how to make money. Yeah. This is how you learn how to attract clients. This is how you learn how to nail your content so you can attract that money. Absolutely. And obviously create the impact. Money is just a byproduct of your divine work. It's just a byproduct of you attracting beautiful clients to you, right? And we can create money. It's about like that self-trust, isn't it? Like trusting ourselves that we can create, trusting ourselves that we will turn up, that we will be accountable, and trusting our abilities to attract clients with the support that we have. You know, when we hire a coach, it's like, okay, well, I've got my coach. With that help and my desire to make money, to my desire to create an impact, my desire to attract clients, then I can trust my abilities to do that, right?
And that's what's happened, you know.
Yeah,
I've gone from not believing that I can make money, that, you know, I've got so many money blocks and so many issues around money. Oh, no good with money. That was no good with money, no good with money, no good with money. I'm really shit with money. I've always been shit with money. Shit. Ugh, ew, yuck.
Yeah.
Change that to I'm really great with money. I'm a money magnet. I love money. Money comes to me. I'm not guilty around money. I do workshops about this. I have women come to me and we sit down and I teach them how to bring money to them without feeling a shitload of guilt, because women feel guilt around money. I don't know why. Don't do that. Just jump in the container, because then you'll get all the money coming to you. I promise, because it's happened to me. So I know it's possible because it happened to me. Like, who goes from 100 quid to £2,000 in less than a year? With crystals.
6 months. 6 months, not even a year.
Not even a year. Not even a year. It's like 8 months. It's insane.
It is insane. And it's nice that you're saying, like, it's nice. It's great that you're talking about like this empowerment, like this, like knowing that we can create money. And also I think like what makes people hesitating from jumping in the container, sometimes what I see is that we believe, like we kind of like set this belief in our brain that we can only make a certain amount of money. It's almost like we are assuming that, okay, well, if I hire a coach, then let's say I might earn like 2K a month or 1K a month. But actually, as far as I'm concerned, like you can make 50K next week.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, you could have this amazing idea. You could have like the most incredible like strategy or mindset work that you're doing, that it just allows you to connect with that one person, that second person, that third person, and make the money. There's literally like no limit to what you can create. Whereas when you are working with a job, it's very limited. When you're working in 9 to 5, you know, I mean, you're sure you can like have pay rise and all of that, but you can't make as much money when you're like self-employed and have great ideas and you are very innovative and you have that support by your side, right?
Absolutely, that's the difference, you know. And I have a part-time job where, you know, I work for somebody else, and it's very limiting and it's very not my thing. And I look at the way that this person runs their business and I'm like, wow, if this was my business, I wouldn't do that, because I'd be doing this and I'd be doing that. But am I going to tell him that? No, because it's not my place to tell him how to run his own business, and it's up to him to go and get his own coach to find out how to run a business properly. So,
I love that.
So I know the difference. I know what it's like to work for somebody, and then I know what it's like to have that freedom and that support to have all my incredible ideas and somebody go, oh my
Birthing
God.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's also, that's great, the container for bringing all of your ideas into the arena and going, look, I've got this great idea. What do you think? And then with your support, it comes alive and you create this incredible whatever it is that you want to create. You know, for me, it's this 777 thing. You know, that's what I ultimately.
Talk to us a little bit about that before we go. Actually, do you have an offer that you want to? But maybe not that one, because that's like.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, yeah, that one is zippity zip. But what I will.
Is do you want to talk about like what you've got on offer today and how can people contact you?
So at the moment, I'm offering one-to-one sessions. So the workshops are over for the year, I'm afraid, but they restart in January. So for any 5 women who are really, really keen to come along and join me, then let me know, because I'll put you on a waiting list. In fact, there's only 4 because I've already got somebody on the waiting list. So the other thing that I'm offering at the moment is one-to-one crystal coaching. So I'll drop my link into the recording after it's been uploaded to Facebook, and I'll let you all know what it is. But basically, I'm here to support you with the power of crystals. So whatever it may be. So I've got a client at the moment who is trying to get pregnant. Oh, but I do have a success story. So I had another client who was trying to get pregnant, and I helped her with a particular crystal, and she has now got an actual live cute baby. She's lush. And then I've got another client who I'm working with at the moment, and we're doing a lot of moon work and working with the cycles, obviously, because pregnancy. So I do that. I've saved marriages. I've helped women get really protected in their home with particular crystals when they feel unsafe. Yeah, so I can help with all manner of things on a one-to-one basis. And yeah, I charge just £66 for 1 hour, which I think is great. So have a look at my link, and like I say, you'll be able to see everything that I do on there at the moment. So take a look.
Right.
I'd love to hear from you all.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Buffy, for coming here. So appreciative of you, and so appreciative to have you as my client. It's been amazing, and thanks for your time today. Thank you guys for watching. If you don't have any questions right now, it's fine. I can't see any questions, but if you have anything that pops up in your mind, just make sure you put them in the comments so we can get back to you. Yeah. Sending you so much fucking love. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Make it count. Enjoy the festivities. If you are into Christmas, if you hate Christmas, then no worries. You do you.
Do you? Yeah.
Do you, boo? Yeah. And yeah. Thank you so much,
thanks
guys.
for having me. Take care, guys. Hope to see some of you soon.